Hi everyone, it's Sadie. I felt like reading in bed today, especially because I got my new Illuminati deck. These are thick cut cards, and they definitely were cut by machine and then embossed with this gold on the side. It makes them a little hard to handle and a little hard to shuffle. I have not shuffled this deck yet. And I'm actually kind of scared to because it's so thick. I don't even know if I can. I'll have to shuffle it in two different piles here because it's so, I don't know. I mean, this deck was made by a man. Maybe it doesn't make a difference to him. I don't know. I think I actually might shuffle incorrectly. You're not supposed to, but these guys need a little bit of help here. I hate how they're all sticky. And I have to say, they don't look as good as they do online. I thought they'd be a lot more colorful, but they're dark. Colors are kind of dark. I'm gonna make it work though because I need to use this today because we're gonna talk about a man. Probably someone you used to be in love with. Someone who used to be in love with you, but you guys still have feelings. You're both married now. Kind of gave up on each other. But every now and again, you guys think, what would have happened if we could have been together? I'm going to tell you what would have happened. And I bet it was bad. And that you should be happier where you are, but let's just make sure. Sorry about all the shuffling. As I said, it is a very thick, sticky, very new, never used deck. Okay, now, let's see here. I'm gonna do a semi-Celtic cross for this because love is important. And I feel like going all the way back to who I used to want to be. Maybe you as well. Let's see if I shuffle this enough. Okay, so I dealt this for you guys. Like, you're out there. I got it pretty well. Oop, look at that. Stink. Well, I'll read it like it lay. See what happens. Okay, so right now you put on an air to the world that you're satisfied, that you're satiated. Everything in your life is great. That you're smiling and the world is beautiful. You couldn't be happier. And the man in question also feels this way and is also putting this to the world. It isn't all the way fake. I mean, you do have riches. You do have the things you wanted. But what about that love connection? You feel like you guys did not work hard enough at trying to be together. It feels sad because you really wanted to try, but both of you thought the other wasn't trying, and circumstances being what they were, things fell apart. He used balance, temperance, and his brain, and so did you, to keep this on the DL. Everything turned out, very traditionally because of how you each didn't want to get hurt, didn't want to be an idiot, and didn't want to hurt those around you. You were trying to be responsible. You knew each other when you were not responsible and wanted to go back to that time, but you couldn't. Well, you chose not to. Both of you did. Now you are juggling, work and home life, but it isn't just that. It's juggling what could have been with this person and what you have now with this other person that you're married to. I'm very sorry guys. I'm very worried that you think you had a decision, but you actually didn't. There is only one way you could have gone, and we're going to see why. You took the only option. You think there's more, but there was really only one if you wanted to be a good person, quote unquote. You, both of you, especially him, no, him monetarily more, and you, in time-wise, you guys were giving to other people so much, and other people depended on you so much, that you didn't feel trapped, but you felt like, this is so important, I cannot leave these people, this is what my purpose is, I'm good at it, and if I don't finish this job, I will have shirked my duties and shirked who I really am. But you longed to give in and be with the other person. Well, this is kind of sad because it's, you guys put in work towards each other and work towards the other people. It's just that this, you had to survive. The way that you live is how you reap what you sow, and you didn't want to do bad stuff. You didn't want to cheat. As a result, you did not get to celebrate. You guys didn't even get to kiss. And it was extremely emotional. If there came a time where you were both alone again, and you think, oh, I probably wouldn't do it, or you think, oh, I probably would, it actually doesn't matter, because you still can't be together. And that's so sad, but it's the truth. Both of you picked these paths that brought you away from each other because you thought it was the right thing. Now, the upside down Four of Cups means you both really care about the other one, and you're very interested. You want to know everything that's going on in their life. It's just that you can't. Now, the Devil upright. He's the Capricorn goat, the King of Pentacles, and this is the spirit of the man that you're with, or the spirit of the man you want to be with. Something about this card isn't about you per se, it's about the man, the other person, the big person in your life at the time when you made the decision not to be together. Because it was mutual. It really was. You may have thought that he got rid of you or you got rid of him, but you both silently agreed not to be tempted, not to take the temptation and hurt others that are in and make a big bloodshed in your wake. You don't want to be seen as the devil. You don't want to be evil and mean. You don't want to restrict others and hurt them. But you've put yourselves in restriction against being together. I would like to know, now that we see this, see what's going on with you guys, I want to know how to prove to you, in other words, that it's okay as it is and the feelings are okay as they are, and give you a small answer. Six of Wands. This is cool. It's saying that you did have victory. You had victory over your feelings and emotions, and you picked something that made sense. And not just to the world, but spiritually, you did the right thing. And this is the two edge here. Oh, you and your old lover, this secret person, you planted a seed a long time ago, and it's growing underground, but you also planted this other relationship with that which actually flourished and bloomed, and it's now harvesting a bunch of stuff. You know how people talk about sowing your wild oats? That doesn't just mean like guys going out and fucking a bunch of people and having kids because they feel horny when they're young. It actually means, in a lot of ways, that you put in so much effort, time, and ambition with people growing up and becoming an adult, that when you finally are solidified in the path in life you choose for yourself, there's all this stuff behind you. There's all this wreckage and or buried stuff behind you that if you look back, you'll see it all. You'll feel it all. You'll remember it. But if you look forward, it doesn't have anything to do with today, just the lessons learned. If you choose to go forward with the man you have now, with the life you have now, which is the path you chose quite a while ago, and you keep going forward, you have to choose happiness and let it go on from there. If you want to stop and go back to the plant of the old man and be with him, you're going to have to uproot some of this mature plant to get over to this unmature plant, which may not mature at all. And the children, etc., that are in this full-fledged relationship are going to be uprooted, and it will be something that you don't want to happen. Same with this other person. They're married too. They may have kids, and it's difficult. The thing about it is, if you went back to this old plant that's growing underground, and you cultivated it, you would feel guilty about leaving the life that you have worked so hard for, because you don't have a guaranteed return on your investment. You guys love each other, you have emotions, but you've never lived together. You haven't even had sex yet. it's hard. Well, sex as adults. It's hard. Really hard. Most people will choose to continue on with the path they have because it's easier, it hurts less people, and it's the right thing to do in a lot of cultures. Also, the Empress, as a royal dignitary, does not ever hurt anyone around her, and she always does her duty. The Empress is ultimate feminine, and she has ultimate respect. She has ultimate power. If this is the kind of woman you want to be, it means letting go of the old stuff to go ahead with the new. And you can build new stuff in the future. If that old plant comes back around, that's cool. But until then, the Empress never leaves the king. She never leaves the emperor. She never divorces him, no matter what he does or she does. Because she knows that power is in stability. That power is in children, money, and that power means she can influence and help people way more than if she was a peasant's wife or, etc. I think as women, we're all called to be goddess, empress type people. And think about the respect factor before you make any decisions. If you think you can get some on the DL, be with this person and, make it work that way, the emotions will run so high that you'll end up hurting your husband now and the children anyway, and they'll find out. So it has to be a one or the other type thing. I think you know that, or you wouldn't be watching. As an empress, we say yes to duty all the time, every time. If it's wrong, if it's something that is bad for the kingdom, we're not going to uphold a tradition that hurts others. But if it keeps the stability of the kingdom together, we're going to go for it. And we have the long view and picture, the long close, I forget what it's called. My friend Steve says it. The long game. The long game in mind. There's nothing wrong with having beautiful emotions for somebody. But there is something wrong about hurting children and a spouse that may or may not love you, but doesn't deserve to be abandoned and thrown aside. People don't believe that anymore. They say it's selfish to make the person stay with you. But, an empress is an empress for a reason. I hope that helped.